Hello, fighter command to all pilots. Enemy aircraft spotted over Asville, over.
Check, check.
Scratching. Is that coming through?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, got that.
I assume that's moving the unit as well.
Yep. So it should all be coming through. I did check my stream from last night and stuff was coming through.
No, no, since your OBS upgrade.
Oh right, yeah, everything seems fine.
I'm not sure what the configuration difference was, but upgrade as well was yesterday, I think it was. It did something with the reject session to the point where it's going to take too much to fix it. It's just switch back to streamers.
Oh right.
It's a good actually. It's a sticker central and the control overlay on screen. So that's my stickers.
Ah,
Everything else got like a off stuff.
you haven't got your flaps down or something? No, probably not. I had nose up, but that's because I forgot to actually set my nose down for takeoff. So it was at the default 2 divisions nose up for takeoff. Now that lifted off really quickly and easily, but then wasn't very controllable. And I had to fight to get the nose down to the correct position for flight. Currently chasing some 109s to the north of the airfield.
Careful. Ground units down there.
Yeah, I think I got past them. I made a point of flying between them. That was nice. Splash 1 on the first pass. Though I might have clipped him, I've got some very strange flying characteristics at the moment. It's sort of shaking about. No, I did clip him. The tip of my port wing is missing. So I'm coming in. I know that I got close, or I realised I was close, but I didn't feel any jolt or get any effects from clipping him, so I didn't realise I'd done it. Oh, last second I sort of touched down with one wheel before the other, so it spun me over a little bit and I ended up on the grass with a black screen. I'm seeing enemy markers, but what I mean is the pilot didn't make it.
Yeah.
Welcome folks. I'm on a Spitfire DCS, Spitfire LF Mark 9. I'm going to hit some soft targets just to check everything out. Things sometimes change without you realising. Blackzor is also here, he's also streaming, so you might hear him chatting soon. Got most of them, that's nice. When you hit them, for those that don't know, when you hit a line of trucks like that, as soon as you start hitting them, they will start spreading out quite naturally to protect themselves, making themselves less of a target. I might be able to go for those two to the left of the smokes. In a reasonable line. I think I only got one of them. I hadn't lined up properly for the first one. I'll go back for him. When they're all done, that particular line will respawn. I've just seen a sign saying Laxor critical damage. Does that mean you caused it or you sustained it? Hey?
In theory.
Oh. Well, I just got a message saying Laxor critical damage.
I don't think I took any damage, I'm just rambling. I mean, that is even wouldn't on the takeoff for damage. But I think so on this occasion.
Oh, okay. It's got it again. Laxor. Actually, it says Laxor gas. Ah, is it that all of those units are going to put Laxor in front of their name when I destroy them? Is that something that somehow stuck your name on it? And there might be one left, or they might have respawned. I'll try it again.
That's only the damage window, isn't it? The one that's on the right.
On the right, yeah. Comes up in red, yeah. I'll see what happens.
On the server feed. On the server feed, I'm not getting anything like that. I'm just seeing that player Berlin Spitfire killed Red Unknown.
I just got it again. Laxor Gaz -66 critical damage. So it's put your name in front of all the units that I hit.
Interesting.
It's given you ownership of all those units that you put on the map.
I wonder if it shows that server is running as me.
Yeah. If anyone feels inclined to say hi on the chat, I'll be quite happy to talk to you. I don't know if you get the same, but sorry, I don't know if you get the same. When I look to my right, if I spin round too far, I end up looking inside the cockpit when I don't want to. If I lean to the left and look to the right, it's more controlled. It works better. I'm leaning on body to the left and looking to the right, and I stand much more chance of looking behind me in that direction. I'm out of ammo, returning to base. Oh, guys on the bridge are still hitting me as I'm returning to base. Oh, here come the scuds.
I wonder what on earth that was for a minute. I didn't realise it was on fire already.
Unable to comply.
Not sure if some shrapnel hit me, even though I'm on the air. Yeah, it has. I'm on the runway and shrapnel's shredding me.
Request repair. Copy. Request rearming. Unable to comply.
Now that's interesting. I've asked them to rearm me, but since I've been shredded by the scud shrapnel, it says they can't reload me until all the leaks and stuff have been repaired. So I have to get repaired first.
Oh yeah.
So it won't reload me whilst I'm being repaired in this particular circumstance.
Yeah, I think if you because it's the fuel. If your fuel is damaged,
Yeah,
and they don't do anything until they've repaired the fuel.
yeah.
Request rearming. Copy. Rearming complete.
Crash, 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 crash.
Well, I'm normally happy to oblige, but
Normally I'd say yes, but...
Normally I wouldn't be able to avoid it, but I'm not going to crash out of spite.
I'm sure you're gonna crash in like 10 seconds to begin with, so it's fine.
How you doing, Neil?
I'm not doing too bad. Surprising. How about you two?
yeah, alright. I'm making my way out to the convoy, by the way. The attacking convoy.
Okay. It's repairing.
Got too close to some ground units, took a few hits.
What is with your cutting out audio today, Bill? Oh, you're going into the map, that's why. Never mind.
Yeah, as soon as you go to the map, you lose everything. I thought I'd do. Well, yeah, it is. It's uncomfortable. You also lose control of the aircraft completely. Whilst you're on the map. Yeah. You can't just go to the map and sit and look, because your aircraft is just going to go down. Ran out of ammo. I told them to repair me. Maybe I took off before they'd finished. But normally they say, "Hey, what are you doing?" I didn't get that. I think I must go down soon because there's so many enemy units and they've taken chunks out of me already.
I see you're in the good old spit.
Yeah, I like to at least start in the spit. That's my sort of standard. Even that clump of not mercenaries, the other things with the cars have been pretty deadly when I've got anywhere near them.
It's almost like the Spitfire is a V12 engine that's very, 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 very loud.
Well, I don't know if it's that loud. I've got the canopy closed. That changes the sounds. This is all over the place.
I meant from the outside, not the inside.
Oh,
the
right.
inside's gonna be loud either way.
Okay, this might be a failure because I'm struggling to control this.
This is kind of odd. It's prioritizing Laxer stream over Bill stream as an update in my game. And it's making Bill buffer, but Laxer is silky smooth.
Ah.
Lax, are you gonna fly the Huey?
I mean, am I going to fly the Huey? I've been flying the Huey all evening.
Well, I feel sorry. You have now tainted it.
No, I had a very successful run in the Huey, actually. I took out a column of troops, column of vehicles, didn't crash, took some hits because they were all firing at AKs at me. That's a successful run.
Okay, I'm approaching finals from some distance away, and it's going to be a struggle to get this in, I think. But I'm coming in from the west.
Every Huey in the world is screaming in pain because Laxer is flying one.
Well, that's probably fair. But I do like the Huey. It's one of the stronger modules.
Yeah.
Did you catch on coming in finals from the west?
Yeah, you're.
I caught it.
Okay. I'm way too fast.
how this landing is going to go. I don't think it's going to go very well. Although I'm sure you've already touched down by now, and I'm just seeing the before.
Survivable. Once again, I think they hit my starboard tyre on my undercarriage. I'll check that in a minute. That's certainly a walk-away landing. Quite pleased that I got down at all, to be honest. Yeah, starboard tyre is shot.
Oh my god. I can't believe... I'm sorry for talking over you. But I can't believe I said, oh, but you probably already touched down by now as you hit the runway. That's just timing.
Who else is flying? We got a
I don't know. They're
a
in
jet
like
just
a
went down.
boomerang kind of plane.
Let's have a look.
They're doing rounds around Laxer.
If people are harassing me, it's normally Warhawk.
He's not in though, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, I'm just not seeing his name on the little white letters. I don't know why I have that there. I almost never look at it.
No, if you hit the apostrophe, it'll give you the user list. And it's in blue as well, so it's slightly easier to read.
Noble. Oh yeah, of course he's Noble, isn't he? I see the Noble and don't look ahead to the Warhawk bit.
Wait, what do you mean by noble?
Noble 4-1. I don't know what that comes from. Any idea, Lexor?
Oh, Noble 1. Yeah, that's Halo Reach.
It's what?
That's Halo Reach. Noble 1 is one of the Spartans from Halo Reach.
Oh, well, all that goes right over my head. Because I don't do any other games apart from
It's a very
this,
large
and
game
sometimes
franchise.
Warhammer. Yeah, I never do any others, but it's just this, just DCS and occasionally War Thunder. Okay, I'll get repaired. I don't know why, but it decided that I was dead and threw me out. I can't see why. Not
Really?
at all. Yeah.
I mean, you touched down.
I touched down and I was still flying and I was still doing stuff. It could be...
Technically, if you wanted to, you could take off.
I can't because I'm not on the runway anymore. It took me off the runway and gave me an aerial view with no aircraft.
Technically, the plane could have taken off.
Oh yeah, yeah, I could have, yeah. But I think probably what I suspect what happened was in the damage to the aircraft, the pilot also sustained injury, and then it's on a clock. So I think the clock was counting down, and I think the pilot went to meet his maker on the runway whilst it was just sitting on the runway.
I guess so. Perhaps he just died on the runway.
I think that's the only explanation I can accept at the moment, because everything was fine. Although it didn't go black. You'd expect it to go black. That's what it normally does when your pilot dies, I think.
Alexa, when do the Scud missiles go to the airstrip next?
About 20 minutes time, maybe? I've lost track of when they came in last.
Sounds about right. If it's every half an hour, then probably about 20 minutes.
I think it's every... I don't think I necessarily explicitly said it to be every half an hour. I think that's just what it turned out to be.
Yeah.
So not that anything will do that much damage.
Did enough damage to me.
Well, compared to what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Where they land isn't where I told them to land. It was supposed to be complete annihilation.
Okay. I'm glad it isn't, if that's the case.
Yeah. Well, if it was, I'd have tuned it down for
Yeah.
constant replay.
Yeah.
So the columns coming in, I might do what you were doing and sort of head up that way. They're just coming up to a bunch of BTRs though, so...
Yeah, there's a whole load of stuff around there to hit you. And that's what happened to me before I even got to the convoy. I was getting shot to bits by other things. Really, it does need missiles and stuff for them.
Yeah, I mean, once they get past the river, I don't actually know what route they take. Do they go through it?
I don't know.
Looks like they're... I don't know if one of them's turning or not. Looks like the river might be shallow enough for it to drive through. Or for them to drive through.
They are turning towards it, and the choppers
Yeah.
that cover them are on the other side of the river.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if the vehicles would route round the river or not. But once they get past the river, then we don't have to worry about those additional static BTRs that are on the river.
Yeah. But even so, I mean, just attacking the convoy is quite a dangerous thing to do. They seem very capable of shooting me to bits, especially in a Spitfire.
Once they... I don't know what the engagement range... so the outer marker, just past the outer marker of the airfield, is where they start taking fire from our ground units.
The outer marker for our airfield. Where's
So if
that?
If you look on the map, there's follow the west side of the runway out in a straight line. You got two black radio markers, and the engagement range of the ground units are just past the outer left one.
Okay. They're crossing the river now. I'm going to take off.
Yeah.
The choppers that are with the convoy, do they engage? I can't remember.
No, I don't think they do. I think they're supposed to, but they don't.
Oh, okay. So really I can simply ignore them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here goes nothing, they'll probably shoot me down.
Is that a hit on one? See?
Yeah, I've destroyed one, damaged at least one more, but I'm getting shot at horribly. That's another one down. Another one. I'm getting shot up. I've destroyed.
Yeah, come if you're okay.
I'll go back. I destroyed 3. I'm going back for one more pass, but I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know if you're transmitting. I see you'll go green every now and again, but I'm not hearing voice.
I don't know why.
Oh, you're on Vox. Okay, and you're further. Are you VRing at the moment?
Yeah, I am VRing, yes.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what it is.
Is it that obvious?
Only based on what you said last night.
Oh, they got me.
Oh yeah, I just see that purple smoke coming out.
Now I'm on fire. In fact, they got the pilot as well because it did go black and there's a very ominous heartbeat or lack of. I think I got 4 in total.
Okay, I'm just pro.
Maybe I'll try a Harrier.
Yeah, so what's supposed to happen is that when you engage the column, the MI8s are supposed to try and defend it. They don't. For some reason, they don't engage, or they go super aggressive engage and just fly off and engage anything and everything on the map.
Oh, right.
On a blue side, anyway.
And I'll go for another vertical takeoff this time, but this time I'll use the water, and that hopefully will get me up. Oh, but I'm going to change my armament first.
Request refueling. Request rearming. Copy. Refueling complete. Copy. Rearming complete. Wheel chocks are now removed.
Oh well, try again. Since we need to hit that convoy, I will just go. I'll go with standard takeoff.
So I didn't have enough
I
pen.
took out fuel and I used water. So I think it's just my mismanagement of the controls, that was all. Because I'm not that used to it.
Well, no, I mean, if you're trying to vertical takeoff, normally they say the fuel won't be unleavened. And
It's about 50% I took it down to.
yeah, it needs to be about 21.
Oh,
21's
right.
not optimal. You can probably do it about 24.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
21 is better.
Okay. Alright, well I'll come in and do a normal takeoff, I think.
Request rearming. Copy.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
Copy. Rearming complete. Wheel chocks are now removed.
Okay.
Oh, the scuds are coming in again. Oh, I didn't close my canopy. I forgot to close my canopy. Too interested in getting off the ground because of all the scuds.
finish talking already.
That's a diff. Because I've got no camera. Got the clothes that has been ripped off. Couldn't pull up quick enough. I forgot I'm not in a Spitfire.
Oh, was that you? I thought that was Rick doing a bomb run.
No, I was hitting targets with rockets, and I went too low. Couldn't pull up quick enough. So it's not quite a Spitfire, is it? Yeah.
Sometimes you can recover from it if you kind of throw the nozzles down quick enough.
No, it was instant. I would have stood no chance, I don't think. Well, we're getting some success against them. I'm going to come up again in the same way. Hopefully I'll remember to close my canopy this time. So it's just flagged me as having another BTR destroyed, so that's helpful.
Right.
Request rearming. Copy. Chief, remove the wheel chocks. Copy. Rearming complete. Wheel chocks are now removed.
Just for info, it looks like JC is on finals coming in west.
Copy that.
There's a bit big up as well. I'm not taking it back. It's Warhawk. Wasn't expecting Warhawk to be in the 18.
Yeah, I saw him earlier. I realised it must be him.
Stop trying to melt the runway.
What's the square with a dot in it?
Square with a dot.
Yeah, square with a dot inside.
In
No, on the HUD.
context.
Not on the HUD.
Square. So in the area, are you taking off or are you in the air?
I'm in combat. Well, I'm hitting ground unit.
Square with a dot. It
It's
might be
more like a diamond.
Okay, diamond. Yeah. So that means you've marked a spot on the ground as to where your target, your target area is.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what the function is to clear that.
No, don't worry.
I can check that in a bit. John.
Right, I'm AFK briefly.
wheel chucks. Copy. Rearming complete. Wheel chocks are now removed.
Generator. Blast failure. Caution. Generator. Blast failure. Caution. Generator. Blast failure. Caution. 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 Caution.
The convoy is no longer a threat. But you said it respawns?
It does, but it's in its initial location.
Okay. Well, the thing is, there are 2 units left that have got about 10% life left in them. So if they don't get destroyed, I guess it won't respawn.
That's right, yeah.
Sounds like a plan then.
Did you take down the MI8s? I don't know, when it respawns though, I don't think it actually follows the track. It respawns, but it just sits at its start point and doesn't move.
Oh, it sits there, okay.
Yeah.
Caution.
I'm not seeing the choppers anymore.
Right, okay. Well, Hawk must have dealt with those.
Caution. Caution.
Scuds incoming again.
Caution. Caution.
Other Scud missile bases at a prohibitive distance.
Probably for a warbird. You could probably make it in... let me just have a quick check it.
Caution. Caution.
Yeah, you might be able to make it. I can't remember if there's an surface-to-air missile before you get to them, but you could definitely make it in a Harrier.
Any idea how long? Don't worry about working it out or checking it out, but if you just happen to know, roughly.
Well, actually, no, hang on, there's looking at the wrong back. So yeah, there are some surface-to-air missiles about midway point between us and them. Let's look. So it's about 1.5 times here in Nelchik.
No, check. That's the one down
about-
southwest, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe 2.5.
2.5.
Sure. Yeah, 2.5 times Nelchik. I mean, you get to Nelchik pretty quickly here.
No, I can't do it at the moment because I didn't take enough fuel on board. I'm guessing that I would need enough fuel.
Yeah. I think you should be able to do it. As like if you go high to conserve fuel, you should be able to get there and back. So I think you can fly there and back to the airfield that's up there, the red airfield that's up there.
Okay, so what, on how much of a tank?
I would definitely take a full tank, maybe even a belly tank as well.
Oh, right. Yeah, so it is a bit of an operation then.
Yeah. I could switch out, I could join you.
Well, it's gone 1 o'clock, so no, I won't worry now. But perhaps for another time, that might be worth it, mightn't it?
Sure. Yeah, maybe I'll switch out now and just fly up there. See what the
Okay.
see how dangerous it is. So are you in the air now?
Yeah, I'm currently near the airfield. So I was thinking I might as well just land and either refuel etc or whatever, or or fold it there. I don't know.
Right, yeah.
What is the slowest landing you think you can do?
What in this? For me, no idea. I barely fly this.
In a Harrier, you tend to rotate about 130 if you're on like a standard aerodynamic takeoff.
I thought you were talking about. Were you talking about landing or takeoff?
Landing.
Yeah,
landing.
but it's going to be about the same there, isn't it? Because you'll have more flaps, so you could probably go a little bit slower.
Well, I'm currently doing about 190, coming in for a land.
Yeah, I tried to touch
now
down
that I've put
about
my gear
170. Yeah, no, not touchdown. Was it touchdown 170? Certainly gear down 170, and then by the time you've adjusted nozzles and stuff,
I'm down.
it didn't look too bad.
That was a bit of a rough one, but that wasn't bad.
Yeah, I'll say I'm definitely not used to this aircraft.
Yeah, so but when I come in on that, if when you're on finals, if you're doing about 170, you got your nozzles at 30 degrees, and then as you're dropping down to 160, 150, nozzles to 60 degrees, and then you can generally touch down about 90ish.
Right. I don't know what I touched down at. I'm currently got. I'm not run out of fuel, but the engine is not even ticking over, so something stopped it. I probably did that thing about pulling it back too far.
Well, that doesn't normally shouldn't normally kick in. It's only if you've used the cut-off lever. So if you pull the cut-off lever out, but don't pull the throttle all the way back, then the throttle still can go all the way back.
I don't know that I ever.
When it does go all the way back, it will kill the engine.
I don't know that I ever actually affect the cut-off lever consciously.
If your engine doesn't start, then you have to pull the cut-off lever to make sure the throttle's in the fully idle position.
Yeah, I did that earlier, but I don't think that was the case this time. Maybe I was. I mean, I was hit. Maybe it took engine out.
Yeah.
It all looks okay. I've not got any masses of bullet holes. I've got bullet holes through the wings, but I'm not seeing anything particular.
There are a couple of bullet holes
on
in
my
the
port.
fans up the front.
Yeah, I've just noticed. Yeah, I've just noticed there. There's a couple of bullet holes there, so maybe.
So your engines may have been running the entire time, and then as soon as you landed, the throttle came down. It had a chance to brake, and it was no longer being forced to spin, lost fuel pressure, and just stopped running.
Maybe.
Although according to DCS, it can't quite decide if your engine's running or not. As I'm cycling around your aircraft, every now and again I can see the turbine fins, being stationary, and all of a sudden they'll start moving again.
Oh, I'm not seeing them moving at all from my perspective.
No, they're not moving at all.
No, I know they're not moving because it's not making any noise, but
The graphic thing.
it's just it's a graphical and probably a desync thing.
Yeah.
But it's very possible that the engine itself is just poop.
Well, there are bullet holes. When I look carefully, there are bullet holes in the. I don't know if it's a twin engine or not.
No, it's single engine.
No, it's twin. It's a twin import on a single engine.
Yeah.
And on the left-hand import, there are bullet holes. So
Yeah.
perhaps there is damage to the engine.
I think it's one fan. It's just a big fan.
Yeah, I mean it looks as though it's two, but when you look right at the front, look right through the nose, then you can see that it is just one. But when you look at each side, you could think it was two.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
Comedian.
One of those engines isn't even the same size as what he used in like Boeing 747s and stuff like that.
Oh blimey, that's right, much smaller, yeah.
It's absolutely insane. Like, that plane has a huge engine, and it's probably like half the size of a Boeing's engine. See, it's absolute insanity.
Well, it's what you need for this kind of a... Even if it's a smaller engine, you probably find it's tuned in a much different way to what a 747 engine will be tuned.
I'm sure.
They'd be tuned for economy, etc.
This one's tuned for combat. The 747 is not.
No, tuned for economy, etc.
Well, I don't know about economy, but it's definitely not tuned for high and fast flying.
No, it was almost certainly economy will be a big part of it, won't it? Because in any business, what's the main controlling factor?
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
Money. Could try starting the engine again and see if it starts, because if it does, then it is to do with the fact that
Well, sure.
I pulled it back too much.
Caution. Generator. Caution. Generator. Caution.
Sounds like it's going to try and start.
Hopefully it does start.
Yeah, it must be that somehow I had it so that pulling the throttle back cut the engine. Engine's running fine.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you just somehow stalled it then. Okay.
Yeah, stalled the engine. What Laxo is saying is there's a lever on the throttle, and if you operate that lever so that you can pull the throttle right back to zero, then if you leave that lever operated and you pull it back to zero any other time, you'll cut the engine out. And of course then you'd have to go through a restart up operation. And I think that must be what I did, but I thought I did it on this last occasion. I didn't think I operated that lever. I didn't think I had to. So anyway, that might be the answer. That might be the answer. Not that I'm going to take off, because I would want to top up my fuel, etc. I've got a number of ground units under my belt, so that's quite nice. But quelle heure est-il? 11 minutes past 1. Top on my bum and think about it.
I don't know if I should ask a stupid question because it's just for the fun of my mind. At the same time, Bill, your plane is fucked right now.
I think it'd be okay, to be honest. It's got some bullet holes in it.
I mean, yeah, it's got a couple of holes in it. I don't think it's gonna survive another skirmish, though.
Oh, no, if I went into battle, a few more bullet holes in the wrong places might completely mess things up.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I could take off and do a circuit.
Kind of curious. And just hear me out here. What would happen if you were to, per se, take off in that plane? Try and get that plane up as high as you could and see what happens if you just went nose down. Are you able to pull out, and if you are, do you fall to pieces?
Well, first of all, can I take off?
That is a very good question.
Just cut the engine again. Okay. Can't find that lever now.
Maybe your engine
Yeah,
is
it's a nightmare to find.
I
If you
normally
got a
find
spare
it
button
okay.
for it, it's a lot easier.
I can normally find it. Well, I don't fly it often enough. I suppose I could. allocate a
Isn't that
button.
lever in front of your throttle, that black lever that's all the way up?
No,
to the
that's your brake lever effectively, which I need to put on anyway.
Generator.
But no, there's another one that I should find hovering as I am now. So that's the parking brake lever, the one I just put back. But that other lever isn't available.
Generator. Caution. Generator. Caution.
I saw it come up, that black little spot on the top of the throttle lever.
Yeah, hang on, I think I might have got it.
Generator.
Okay, so once you put it back, you need to affect that lever again.
Caution.
Well, normally it should sort itself out, but if you haven't pulled it all the way back, then it might be enough to start the engine up, but not enough to relocate the switch.
Well, I've pulled the throttle right back, relocated the switch, and I'll try and start
down
it.
again.
Oh, that's not necessarily.
So hopefully that resets it.
No,
Yeah, well, that's what I've just done effectively.
Generator. Caution. Generator.
Effectively just have you turned it off and on again.
Yeah, the IT solution. Yeah, I did that.
Yeah. There are a lot of exposed wires in the inside of that plane.
Exposed wires. There's a few, but I imagine it's nothing.
Yeah,
nothing like the old warbirds.
I'm sure it's not, but still, there are a lot of exposed copper wires.
Well, they might
What are
be
you
copper
talking
tubing. Are you talking about on the Harrier?
Yeah.
I can see there's some red sheath of the lights switches on the far left. I can't actually see.
No, I
wires
mean like in the
such.
throttle lever and such there.
I don't think we're seeing the same thing somehow, because I'm not sure what you mean.
There's dust bushes.
Oh yeah, they're not wires. If you're talking about the copper coloured things, no, that's not wires.
Yeah.
That's like it's like a broom. If you know, like when you have a dust or draft excluder at the bottom of a door, that's a bit like a broom.
Oh, right.
That's what they are. That's what they are.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I won't go to battle or anything, but I might just see if I can do at least a takeoff and then see what happens after that.
Question is, are you actually going to do what I was curious of, or what?
Yeah, I'll try what you've said. Yeah.
Now the biggest question is, can you actually take off?
I suspect I can.
Master Caution is getting annoying.
Well, yeah, I'll just ignore it. It's not loud enough for me to get on my nerves. I can ignore what I'm seeing. I keep hitting the button, but it just comes back for whatever reason.
I wonder why it's cautioning you.
I'll probably caution about all
Depends
sorts
what
of
you're doing,
stuff. Yeah, yeah. Because
You can't forget. Not sure
It's like-
if you know you're not transmitting.
yeah, sorry about that. It might be a bit like on your sat nav in the car, when you plan a route, it might say caution, there's a motorway on the route, and you're quite happy with that. So it's only a sort of a very low level caution.
Do you think in the condition it's in, that plane can do a vertical? Like just nose straight up, just going up, up, up.
I have to get a speed for that. I'll give it a try. Hang on.
So far your plane just seems like it's running somewhat. Doesn't seem like it's got a lot of power behind it right now.
No, but that's probably me.
Alright.
Me being a,
It's a Harrier, so there's
a
not
poor
tons of
Harrier
power in it.
pilot. Well, yeah. I've got 400 miles an hour on the clock. I'll go vertical-ish.
Certainly loses speed fast. Wow.
Well, yeah, going vertically, yeah. Starting to slip to one side now. So we've got to 15,000 feet by the looks of it.
Is there any like afterburner to that thing, or is it just straight up just what you have there?
I think it's what I've got.
No, afterburner. It's not a supersonic aircraft.
Righto.
Stalling out.
Nose down, nose down. Question is, does it break apart when it tries to level after it gets too fast?
We'll see.
What do you think is the maximum speed for a Harrier?
No idea. Less than supersonic.
I think 450 is about, unless you're in like a gravity assisted dive sort of thing, I think 450 is close to the maximum. It's not the fastest, but it's an interesting one to fly.
For me, it's a case of using my other throttle lever for the nozzle angle. So,
The maximum safe speed for a Harrier jet.
Which one?
The maximum safe speed is 730 miles per hour, 635 knots, 1,176 kilometers.
Okay, so that must be in like just a vertical dive then,
Must be.
because there's no way you get that on the powered flight.
yeah, you couldn't.
Oh no, there is no way you're gonna get there on a level flight. No way.
Something that's occurred to me, because I tend to crash this aircraft thinking I can pull up like I can in a spit. I wonder if I've desensitized the axes in the same way as I would have done for some other aircraft, in which case I don't need them desensitized.
Yeah. Are you able to pull up, climb up to about 50,000 or so? Is that a possibility, or does it not go that far?
I suspect it's not going to have a ceiling of 50. It might, but I suspect not. I'll just keep. Well, I'm probably going to run out of fuel. Yeah, because I've got about 350 gallons by the looks of it, or litres, whatever they are.
Well, I mean, at least you're close to the airfield.
But gliding in a brick is probably not desirable. I'm not actually that close. Say again?
Brick with stubby wings.
Yeah.
I'm just having a look at distances and times.
The maximum height that it can go to. So max speed, level flight is about 554 miles per hour.
500.
What does it say about it?
450.
Yeah, what does it say about its ceiling?
I'm having a look at that now.
Actually not that close to the airfield as it happens.
So it can hover static altitudes up to perhaps 5,000 feet. Max altitude. Max altitude for the Harrier jump jet is 50,000 feet.
Well, there you go.
So 50,000 is as far as it's going to get.
Yeah.
I assume once it gets after 50,000 feet, it just can't supply enough air to the engines and just shuts off.
Yeah, it's probably
Or
just
loses
too.
all thrust.
Yeah, it's probably too. The air's too rare, probably.
Yeah. Because I'm sure you know, the higher you get up in the atmosphere, the less air there is in the atmosphere.
Less air and less air pressure. So if you was to go to the top of a very high mountain, you can put a bulb of water on your hand and it will boil. So you're boiling water with the temperature of your hand, but it's not boiling as it would be on. You couldn't make a cup of tea with it because there's no. It's just lack of pressure means that it does the same thing as boiling at a much lower pressure. Okay, I'm gonna see if I've got fuel. I'll land. I'll see about landing.
I think without I'm at 25,000 at the moment. I've got having basically taking off and making that climb. I'm at 6,400 pounds of fuel.
I didn't know you were doing it too, Lex.
No, I'm going north to have a look to see how feasible it is in the Harrier to get to the Scuds.
Scud launch
So I'd have to.
the Scud launch
I'd
Oh,
have
the
to-
Scud launch. Okay.
yeah. So we'd have to sacrifice some armament for the fuel tanks.
Oh, for sure.
But you can't have a belly tank, which I didn't realise.
Oh,
I was
right.
probably thinking of the F-16 rather than the Harrier. So it depends how far I can get. I might get halfway.
It's less of a
flight, I'm
thud.
only reaching 300.
Yeah.
That front nose gear has gotten it pelting from you today, Bill.
It was a better landing than last time.
That may be so, but
And,
not.
and you have to
happy.
remember. You have to remember, I don't fly this plane. This plane has to put up with me.
I know.
It has to
I'm
put up
sure-
with me.
It's just not happy, I'm sure.
It's less happy now. I'm flying sideways.
Yes.
Kadunk. That must have broken the nose.
Oh my god, Bill is drifting a Harrier.
Didn't actually break anything off anyway.
Bill drifted a Harrier like he was in fucking Initial D.
But just to confirm, I made sure that lever wasn't operated. I've now pulled my throttle right back to the stop. The engine hasn't cut out because the throttle on the aircraft has not gone right back to the stop because of the lever.
Right, yeah.
You're
Yeah, so
right.
when you pull it back, I don't know what the condition is for that switch to, or that lever to not fully relocate by itself. So I've not had the engine cut out for a little bit.
Yeah. What's the time? It's 1:30. I think I'll probably fold out. At least I won't fly anymore. I might watch for a little while or something. But yeah.
Alright.
So I'm coming up to halfway. So it's 135 nautical miles to get to the Scuds from the airfield.
What?
I'm
Sorry, say
about
again.
half- 135 miles.
Okay.
I'm about halfway.
I've got to ask. Ungalyod. How do we pronounce your name?
Nellyod, but you can just call me Yod, Bill.
Yod. Okay. Yod is good. Okay.
Did OBS just crash for you, Lexer? Lexa, you are live.
Yeah, Yod.
Hey, Lexer, can you hear us?
My head didn't hit the pillow till about 6 o'clock this morning, and then
Right.
the postman woke me up at about 4 hours later. So Dexter receiving.
No, he had OBS crash. Now he's got no audio
Maybe-
at all.
Okay, is he still live? Did you say? If he's not still live, probably DCS crashed and took everything else with it. That's what usually happens.
No, OBS is no. The game's still going. He's still streaming.
Oh, okay.
But he can't hear us.
No. I'll have a tot of rum then. He's obviously having to restart a thing or two.
He might have to leave and rejoin. Apparently Discord starts giving him problems.
Yeah,
Nope,
back.
he's rejoined.
He's back.
Check 1, 2.
Check
What-
1,
what-
2,
what
I
was
hear
the
you,
issue?
do you receive?
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't. Well, I do know I haven't. A couple of the OBS browser sources crashed, which took out a handful of things.
No, I'm
Including
getting
Discord.
clicking
saw
as you
the
talk.
pop-up.
Okay, check 1, 2. Extended test. Am I clicking?
Yeah, yeah, there is that clicking. I think
you
we've
have
had that
a bit of an
before.
audio pop. There's a bit of an audio pop in Discord, but on stream there's not. Like every time you're talking, it's like doing a static pop, like when two wires touch together, that electric popping sound.
So I'm going to prove a point now and operate that lever and pull my throttle back, and that will cause... See, I'm finding it easy now. There it is. I'm going to pull my throttle back and that will cut the engine.
Yeah.
Because I'm not anticipating
I'm not sure.
flying.
I'm not sure what was causing the popping. I'll have to look into that separately.
I think it
I mean,
it
it's the
stopped.
stream.
it's always been there. It's always been there. It's never left.
I only noticed it after we rejoined on Discord. Oh, we have had it
it's-
before.
Always there.
Okay.
I hear it all the time, but I just learn to drone it out at this point. The only way he's going to be able to fix it is getting a new mic. It doesn't seem like it's
well,
going to fix
No,
it
it's
itself.
not.
If it doesn't,
That's
if,
not a mic.
If it doesn't occur on stream, then it's not the mic.
No, it's not the mic. It's It's almost like an interaction between programs or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
To me, it's not a mic thing. And as Daxel said, if it's not happening on the stream, then it can't be the mic.
Well, it can be the microphone in a way, because with stream you can edit out microphone noise a lot easier than Discord does. But it could also very potentially be a clashing of applications and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I meant earlier on. Like a couple of
Yes.
software things. I wonder if it's to do with this thing about on the sound settings, you can tell something. You can say yes. Let something have priority. Let programs have
Yeah.
priority. I wonder if it's something to do with that you have to adjust.
Exclusive mode, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah, something like that. I can't remember what it was, but maybe if you got that checked, you're getting a conflict between programs that want to use the mic. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Alright, well, I've made it to the scuds.
Oh, good. Oh, hang on. I'm
Now
going to
turn
go and
into a
watch.
human bomb.
Okay, I'm watching.
Human bomb. Human bomb.
But the irony is it wouldn't actually do any damage. No, doesn't seem to. No. The amount of times you accidentally clip stuff.
I mean, it's worth a shot, right?
Not considering how long it took to fly out. I'll do it. I might do it in a minute, but I'm not going to. It took a while to fly out, and then lost the streaming process.
I didn't mean like just straight up nose diving now and see what the fuck happens.
I've got notebooks off now.
Have you got eyes on the target?
Not yet, no. I know it's somewhere in front of me.
Well, the Scud's just launched,
Left. Fuel.
Yeah.
Left.
They're flying.
Fuel. Low. Right. Fuel. Low.
Yeah, I won't be shooting down these guys, they'll be going too fast. And they go too fast. But I should be able to find it. I think your brother would be flying that way.
check the map and see where you are relative to the Scud.
Well, they should be in front of me at some point. If I'm flying for too long and it goes down, seeing they should be in this rough direction. And they should begin to stand in a bit first because the full air will start picking up their signatures. If there's 9 clumps or 10.
Wait, there's 9 clumps of 10 Scuds.
I was waiting to see how long it takes. Before pushing that up. It's every 30 minutes there are 90 inbound Scud missiles.
Oh, 90, okay. I was about to say, I thought it was 30 every half hour. Well, now it's really sad that they can't hit jack shit.
They took me out.
Because the amount of times I tested them and I couldn't wait for the jet in time for those missiles. Oh, I should have for
I could look at the map, but when I do, I then have to use F2 to get back to you. Lots of times.
no, if you click on it.
Ah, okay.
Caution. Caution. Generator. Caution.
I might have to look for a stick and pedals.
Generator.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Caution.
Stick throttle and pedals. Track IR or
Oh,
VR.
yeah.
Generator.
I've got VR.
Great. Well, even voice attack as well, when it works, is great.
Generator.
When it works, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Half the time it doesn't.
Yeah. What I find that sometimes it starts off not working, then all of a sudden it starts working, and then it's okay. I've been using it a lot tonight.
I knew someone who used to play Star Citizen and would basically rely on ship-to-ship combat on voice attack.
Yeah.
And it very much annoyed me because he would just be live talking, trying to get his voice attack to working, saying the same command time and time again.
Some people have got it very well tuned.
It's not just a case of tuning.
The problem was his microphone. His microphone made his voice come across very, very, very loud, and he was a very loud talker as well. So then he just ended up maxing out the microphone. Voice attack can't hear that and goes, "What the fuck do you mean?"
Yeah, it just all distorts for voice attack. I know volume,
Yeah.
the right volume is critical for voice attack, but
Yeah.
very often you'll find it doesn't. It's before you even get to that. I use push to listen, and I use little sounds. So I push my button, it goes blip, and I speak, and I let go of the button, and it goes bloop. But a lot of the time I push my button for push to listen and it does absolutely nothing, so I don't get as far as speaking, and it's really frustrating because it's a great program when it's working. It's fantastic, I love it when it's working, but for some reason it just doesn't respond to the push to listen.
Where the fuck are those scuds?
Generator. Caution. Generator. Caution.
I'm not sure if I'm seeing launch
Generator.
support.
Caution.
Are those
It's a
launch
launch train.
tubes or are they towers?
Generator.
The tubes. On my stream.
Fuel.
Yeah.
Left. Low. Right. Fuel.
No, that's launch smoke from
Generator.
tubes.
Caution. Generator.
What do you mean by launch smoke? Smoke from the
smoke
missiles
from the
taking
missile.
off?
Yeah, so the smoke persists for a bit.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense. I mean, the missiles do exclude a lot of.
Okay, I couldn't get that to work from the map, but I'm seeing what you're doing now anyway.
I should do.
What am I supposed to do on the map so that it locks onto you, the visual of you?
So you click on my icon and then press enter.
I'm sure that's what I
So
did.
it
I'll
should-
try it again.
So I think you've done it before. It worked.
Did you take out any of the scuds?
Yeah, I took out two. Well, with launchers, not necessarily with veteran missiles.
That did work. I wasn't
yeah, I know
doing
that
it wrong.
missiles.
So there's actually two launch sites.
That's 2 of the 9, right?
We're saying, yeah, so we're saying there's 9 sites.
Yeah, so 9 sites. 10 vehicles per site.
10 vehicles per site, okay. I'm seeing one site, and I thought I saw another site close, which made me think if they were that close I should be seeing more, but I was only seeing 2. I'm currently only seeing 1, but not to worry, I understand it.
But I mean, if you look around, I mean, if you see any smoke, then that's going to be one that I just hit.
Yeah, I mean, I've got you on screen at the moment, and that particular site that you've been hitting is very visible, but I can't see any others at the moment.
There's 2 that are very obvious, seeing as it's got tuned in now.
Well, one
When you
is where it told us. So if I fly towards these ones, it's just off my nose, almost at midnight position. I do fly past it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing these ones.
So at those, and then I've got these ones just
Yeah,
very comparatively very close.
yeah. Are they all not all the same distance from each other then?
No.
Ah, okay.
Those
They've
two
got a
are
bit of
close
distance
together.
between each grouping.
Well, there's two. That's two groups.
I'm seeing
Yeah.
those two.
And then
The other group's got a larger spacing.
The spacing is moderately quite even. So we've got two that are very close together. Another two that are twice the distance apart, and then another two more, and you've got three other groups which are substantially further apart.
Okay, I'm only seeing two groups at the moment, or two sites.
But when you see them,
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at your aircraft, and behind you, and roughly at your 4 o'clock. No, not on the map. Looking at you, roughly at your 4 o'clock, I can see two launch sites with a number of launchers on each site, but I've not seen any others.
You're going to see more to equal until the
from there on, you can see them on my screen.
I'm looking at your aircraft, and to your 4 o'clock, I'm seeing one of the sites. Missed that.
I'm just turning
Yeah.
into my that was mine. And there are two groups in front of me.
Right, I'll have a look for them. Hang on. I think I'm seeing beyond the dark patch of cloud shadow. Got them. Okay, so it seems like you have a bunch of sites, and a few of them are perhaps almost like in pairs, so they're close to each other by comparison to the others.
There's three pairings, and then three other sites that are further away.
Okay. It's useful to work out and to realise if I have a go at some point. It's nice to know roughly what the target area was like. Oh, there.
Okay, so as you can see there,
Generator.
it did no damage.
Yeah, yeah.
Caution.
Okay, well, thank you for sacrificing yourself for that demonstration.
Yay!
Caution. Caution. Generator. Generator. Caution. Caution. Generator. Generator. Caution. Caution. Generator.
Well, at least the beauty of just watching like that is I could sit back and just enjoy a tot of rum.
Low. Left. Fuel.
So hang on, I've got to close down on my Chrome windows because that whatever blew out earlier on has taken out everything.
Ah, right.
Caution. Caution. Generator. Generator.
What time is it for you, Yod?
Caution. Generator. Generator.
It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, basically.
Caution.
Oh, okay. Blimey, that's 12 hours difference. I didn't realise that there was 12 hours difference because we're... Oh no, sorry, no. It's 11 hours because we're 1:52.
Thank you.
So it's 12:52 here, so yeah, it's about 11 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Caution. Caution.
You're welcome,
Where-
Alexia.
Where does that put you then? I mean, I'm not asking specifics, but you're talking about like East Coast, West Coast area?
Fuel. Low. Right. Fuel. Low. Right. Caution. Caution.
Actually, I think you've already said,
Um,
but I can't remember.
My time zone is AEST, Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Caution.
That means no to me, Chuck.
Generator.
East Coast in that case.
Caution.
eastern coast
okay.
of Australia.
Okay, so a bit further over, sort of what that take it, Sydney area, that sort of direction, yeah.
East coast would be New South Wales, Victoria,
Generator. Caution.
Okay,
I
well,
know New
roughly
South
on the east
Wales and
side.
Victoria are the same time zones.
Yeah, I suppose it had to be over there because of the fact that
Yeah.
I've got relatives in Australia, in Adelaide, and then I don't think they're ever 11 hours
yeah.
different. Yeah, so they're never 11 hours different. So you're 11 hours different. Had to put you right on the east coast, or certainly more east than
Right
our relatives.
now, I think it's 11 hours because of daylight savings.
Oh, there's that as well. Yeah.
Caution. Generator.
So Victoria uses Sydney Standard Time, which Sydney Standard Time is Australian Eastern Standard Time. Main reason why Victoria does that is because, well, it doesn't matter. Both New South Wales and Victoria have the exact same what's the word for it?
I
Have
don't know.
the exact same daylight savings clock and all.
Struth, mate, it's too complicated for me.
Simply just our New South Wales and Victoria times line up very, very, very good.
But what you have to remember is in UK we've only got one time.
Yeah.
Much more simple.
Yeah, I know. Australia has like 5 different times.
Yeah, kind of forget how big it is. It is
Teeny
big.
time, Barbie time.
I mean, Australia is twice the size of Texas, and Texas is a pretty big American state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caution. Generator. Fuel low. Left.
By the way, Laxer,
Minutes. 2 o'clock. Yeah.
that stream you were watching was coming through to your stream.
Generator. Caution.
Every time, thanks, Shard. Sorry, I just said that, but I didn't have the button pressed. Every time I go live, I have to redirect all of my sounds. So when it reset, it just.
I'm just telling you in case you didn't know.
No, that's cool. Thank you.
Caution.
I'm sure Yams wouldn't mind, but yeah.
Generator.
I'm sure she wouldn't.
Caution. Generator.
Oddly, it preserved some of my audio, just not all.
Caution.
Mm.
Oh god, now something's going very wrong. Very wrong.
Alright, well, I'm glad you crashed. I've got to go spend time with a friend. I'll catch you next time, boys.
Alright, stay safe, mate.
Okay, old chap. CTFN. Take care.
See ya.
You're not flying now, are you, Bill?
No, I wasn't planning to fly anymore. I was just was quite. It's quite nice just to sort of sit back and watch and have a top.
Generator. Caution. Generator. Caution.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do. I'll look.
Would you go to a different game, or what?
No, I could stick around in here for a bit. I mean, I could maybe show you some of the stuff I've been talking about with the Harrier, if that's of any interest.
Yeah. What you mean? If I jump on your stream, or if you just talk?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I forgot you weren't actually watching, but yeah.
Well, that's the confusion slightly is the fact that I was watching, but not on your stream. So I was watching you,
that's
but
right.
of course I wasn't actually on your stream. But yeah, I can jump on your stream and yeah. Hold on. I don't know how long I'll get, but
Or I could broadcast it to Discord. You can watch that, which means you don't have to put up with the time delay. But it would also be going out to stream, so everything stays in sync for them as well.
hang on. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the options were there and what the advantages are.
Well, if I also stream to Discord, so I stream out to Twitch and Discord,
Right.
people watching Twitch aren't affected by anything. And if I'm streaming to Discord, then you can watch what I'm doing and have no time delay between my description
But
and
what's
what's going on in Discord.
what's the next?
Well, if you're listening in Discord but watching the stream, then there's going to be a time delay between the two, unless you're going to come out of Discord.
I've still lost it. I'll go on your stream.
But are you staying in Discord?
Well, I can still be in Discord to speak, huh?
Yeah, but that's what I'm getting at. If you're speaking in Discord but watching my stream on Twitch,
Oh, I
there'll
see what
be a
you're
10,
saying.
15 second delay.
Then there's the delay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I can pump it into Discord so you can watch it and have no delay whilst also talking.
okay. Well, can we try that? Is that all right? I mean, does that have any negative effects on you, on your stream, etc.?
Well, I'll find out. Hang on.
I heard a
Okay, so
I heard a
I'm live.
bubbling. I'll get to it.
It has. Actually, no,
There's a live
it's
button.
not too bad. If you just right click on me in his master's voice, you should be able to do watch stream.
Yep, watch stream, got it. This is all new ground for me. I never go into this. Hey, it's new ground, but I
It's gonna be a
suppose
little
we've
bit-
done it similar before, haven't we? A little bit jerky, maybe.
It's a little bit framey, yeah, but it should be enough to get the
But that's all right. Yeah, the point is it's still closer to real time, isn't it? Even if it's a bit jerky.
yeah.
How do I get it to full screen on your stream?
Right click.
No, I don't get an option. Right click on the lozenge of
Or just
your
put
egg.
Discord full screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so now without the lag then you can say whatever you want to say and I'll get it.
Right, so that's our HUD normally. So you got like the witch's hat and you got your feet per minute up and down and a little bit of headings. But you haven't got your degrees, like your degree of climb or descent. So just after startup, if we come across to this MFD and hit the EHSD,
Can you point at that with your pointer?
yeah, I am. Is it not picking up the pointer?
No, it's not picking it up.
Oh, that's interesting. Alright, I wonder if I can. Oh, right. Can you see the mouse pointer moving?
Yes, I'm getting that. Getting
Okay,
that.
right. Okay, right. So if I come back to how it is normally, right. So the second from the bottom on the left bank of switches, EHSD,
Yeah.
and you get a black screen. But if you look down to this rotary behind the stick and turn it to the 12 o'clock position, which is INS ground,
Yeah, we've been
you
here
then
before.
get a compass,
Yeah.
and then you click data, and then throw that round to IFA, and then turn the data off. You then wait about 30 seconds or whatever it is.
Fuel low.
And then you'll get more information come up on here that would give you your, so you're at your angle of dive or climb. And it will also keep your aircraft, it will give you a moving map as well on your right knee.
Okay.
Caution. Caution.
Do you find that you use that a lot? That
I
information?
can do. If I'm trying to
Generator.
school myself to be a bit more, as we might do in War Thunder, train ourselves to not look at the top left for our altitude
Yeah,
and airspeed
yeah.
and that sort of thing. If I'm trying to train myself to do it a little bit better and not use F10 quite as much, then I
Yeah.
use the knee map to find out where I am in relation to the airfield.
Right.
Caution. Caution.
Uh,
Generator. Generator.
and so when this eventually kicks in, you'll see there's more information.
Fuel low.
Okay. Right, stand by a minute. I've just realised that I'm looking at this and my stream is still running. I've got one viewer. It's probably Joe the robot, but if I tell it to look at or tell OBS to look at a screen instead of DCS, that might then I can share what you're saying if that's good with you.
Yeah.
Caution. Caution. Generator. Generator.
Right, so it's all just kicked in.
Caution.
Oh yeah, you got your map there now. Right, hold on.
Yeah, so the map's in and it gives us,
Caution.
it shows us our heading and what's going on.
Generator.
And on the HUD itself as well, I
Caution.
can't remember what wasn't there, with the exception of our artificial horizon.
Yeah.
Fuel low. Left.
But if we look down at that,
Low. Left.
it's given us our,
Right.
it's not very easy to see. I don't know if there's a way of making the writing a different colour. There probably is.
Generator. Caution. Caution.
Oops, sorry, it's juggling about a bit. I've got a bit of a noisy thumbstick, which is
yeah.
causing that. Okay, so what's waypoint? Sorry. No, that's not going to do it, is it?
Okay, well at least I've got what
come
you're
on.
saying on my stream now, so if there is someone
Yeah.
actually watching, they can hear and see what you're saying.
Oh, that one works slightly better if you put it onto night. Gives you the black writing. What's
Oh, yeah.
symbology do? A whole heap. Gain. Oh, that can turn your brightness up and down. Yeah, so you've got a little bit of control. I was trying
Yeah.
to zoom in so that we can look at how visible the airfield is whilst we're on the ground. I don't think there's a zoom button to change
No.
the.
No, I suspect
we've got,
not.
we've got our waypoints. 0. Tacan. Yeah, so. What does that do? Map. Turns the map on and off.
So you,
Oh, say again?
so you set the waypoints.
You can do. I think this is a waypoint that's in by default, actually. Sorry.
To have a
picking up.
waypoint. To have a waypoint, it has to know where you want to go.
Well, no, to have a waypoint, you need to know where you want to go. But hang on a second. Right, that's better. Sorry, I just wanted to flip myself onto Vox because it makes it a little bit easier on my joystick, joystick usage. Yeah, so we've got ourselves locked into a position there. So shut that up. Now, can I remember? Weapons function, no. I've got to go to data, right? So if you know where you want to go, so let's have a look on the map, and say we wanted to go specifically. So I don't mind using the map from a tactical perspective, so to plan where I want to go, but then I try and not use it too often, but I'm not always very successful in that. So if we look at here, we've got a unit selected, and we've got the coordinates of the unit down there.
Okay.
Which would then means we can say, oh, that's our point. That's the point where we want to go to. So if we go back to the cockpit, we can then flick our. That's on IFA still, so we can turn the data button back on, which is that one. Oh, let's come out that. Oh, I just broke my MFD. Oh, I think I've broken my MFD actually.
I think you have. It's gone. Yeah, no, it's still on bright. It's as if you've blown a fuse.
Yeah.
I suspect that shouldn't really happen.
Okay, what's this? Okay. Right, okay, that's better. So, EHSD, right, the data's on, that's better. Don't quite know what happened there, but we're back. So in data mode, we can enter a waypoint into the computer to say where we want to go. And we do that by... I know I could remember, it's one of these buttons. Oh, ECN. I have to press one of these to light it up. No. It might one of those. It's these buttons on the side are very momentary, so they come on for when you do certain things, but then very quickly go off again. So data, there we go. Waypoint 0.
Hang on, where? Point.
What?
Oh, waypoint 0.
Yeah. So we want to put in a new waypoint. So then we go. Oh, what is it? 1, 2, and then enter. That's it. Now we've got waypoint 2.
Okay.
And then over here, so we've got waypoint information and positional information. If I hit position, it's now going to let me enter the coordinates for where I want to go. And so it's northing, so we've got to keep reselecting, unfortunately. So 43, 49, 53. Northing 0, 4, 3. Why is it the eastings? One of them you have to prefix with an extra 0. That might be the easting that does that. Yeah, it's the easting that's 0 padded. So how do we clear? Clear. There we go. Northing 43, 49, and whatever that last one was. 53. And then enter. And then we're supplying easting of 04336. 04. Oops. Yeah. Easting 04346. And I think 05 was the last number.
You got 046.
Yeah, 046.
I thought you said 043 at some point.
Did I? 04436. That's completely off. Anyway,
I got it wrong too.
44365. So clear that. Easting 044 30, whatever it was. I can't remember now. I can't remember numbers. I don't know what it is. 44 3605 3605. Enter. So now on the map, we've got a little red circle there, and that's our waypoint that we just entered.
Okay.
And if we turn the data mode off and set our position or set our waypoint to 2, which is the one we just entered and made the coordinates for, it's now put that little green circle on the map. And on our HUD, we've got a little caret there, which is the direction to the waypoint versus our current heading.
Okay.
So then if I turn my head tracking back on, whoops, like that. That's because it's coming off my head. It's better. So for now, I'll take the wheel chocks off because I forgot to do that. Chocks, move. So now as we taxi around and our heading changes, oh, there we go. So our triangle is our current heading, and as I move around,
now you're on track.
That's the now I'll be on track if you're in. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've done that before, where I basically planned a flight out round, giving me an ingress point into a target, and then out again. And that was moderately successful. Making a note of all your coordinates is the most arduous part of it, really. Once you've gotten used to the syntax of you enter. So if you've got 0 waypoints, the first one you make is 1, and then when you want to make the second one, you're sort of doing an insertion. So you do waypoint 1, 2. And you say you're placing a waypoint 2 after waypoint 1. It seems very obvious, but you have to supply it to that sort of granularity of information, exactly where in the list you're inserting it. Why am I not stopping?
No brakes?
Yeah. No, my wheel brake hadn't actuated. But yeah, that's sort of getting it aligned also means you've got a proper heading, so you know which way you're actually flying without relying on looking at the F10 map and then waiting for it to update a couple of times to give you direction.
I get that. But that's all interesting and fascinating, but I think it also proves that I'm a Spitfire pilot.
Well, it took me a considerable amount of time to get my head around it, and certainly I don't use the waypoints anywhere near as much as I could do.
Yeah,
but I did find that once because getting it to a line, that's like 4 buttons. You don't have to worry about all the waypoints and all that sort of stuff. That's a level of detail that you can quite easily live without. But having a correct heading, I think is quite useful. The artificial horizon, as you say, not necessarily as important because generally you're flying in clear weather.
Yeah, you can see a horizon.
Yeah, but certainly having a correct heading is quite useful.
Yeah, I mean,
and if you're trying to avoid using the F10, even
in a Spitfire, I don't use my compass all that much. Certainly not as much as I should. Sure.
Is that I do because it's awkward to keep in your line of sight though. Yeah. You're constantly having to look down at it.
A lot, and that's where the HUD comes in, I suppose, because well, even the HUD goes out of sight if you want to actually look at stuff that's on the ground. But I find that looking. Someone was saying about peripheral vision. I can't think who it was when we were doing something here. Just using the peripheral vision. Yeah, I understand that, but if you're looking up and to the right, peripheral vision doesn't come into it because you're still not gonna see something that is not within that peripheral vision. So you can't see the gauges that are way out of sight because you've got your head tilted up trying to chase some 109 or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But
How's the stream looking, by the way, in Twitch? Because it seems to have smoothed out a lot from when I first.
it's smooth, yeah, it's good. It's good, I like it. It's good. Not getting sound, am I supposed to? It might just be a
possibly
level. Maybe
no,
it's
you're probably
just.
not getting it. I think when you share a screen, it doesn't share the sound from the application.
Oh, okay. Yes,
I had to share
enough.
the screen in order to get the mouse pointer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get that.
And that was the other thing. So once you've got that waypoint hit, it's actually giving you the heading of 241 to the waypoint that you set. As if the gunfire didn't give you information as well.
Yeah. Well, I say, to be honest, and that's one of the reasons perhaps why I don't fly Harriers and stuff all that much, because I'm very much a look at the ground, seat of the pants flyer. Simple as that.
Yeah.
To rely on the information coming from what you're looking at, I find that quite complicated. Getting my head around it is less fun. But whereas looking at the ground, okay, I know it's not easy, but then identifying what your objective is from the air to the ground, and that's why I say about like seat of the pants flying, where you're not looking at technology for it. You're literally in the same way as walking from point A to point B. You wouldn't plot a course for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was information that was quite useful to know, even if I don't go that route. But I think if I flew Harriers a lot, then that would be different. Yeah, I'd be much more inclined to do what you're talking about. But
that's why I sort of looked into getting it to do that, because of the amount that I have been using it. Oh, and there you go. You also get the circle on the ground of where you programmed the waypoint to be as well.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, right.
Not quite sure why you get the box within a box on these Mavericks. And if you get bored with low altitude warnings, you can set that as well with the ALT.
Oh, I'm constantly getting warnings, which I just ignore.
Yeah. The low altitude one I just set to 50 most of the time.
Yeah, I don't set anything
it actually
to
becomes
anything.
useful at that point.
Well, seat of the pants flying means that you don't set anything to anything. You just fly around, and the warnings. My biggest thing is just trying to ignore the fact that she's saying warning. Just trying to ignore that, because I'm looking at what's going on, and trying to react to that rather than react to the aircraft. But of course, people that flew these, they need to be able to do it the way you're talking about. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
My modus operandi is definitely far more basic. As I say, seat of the pants flying, really. Mavericks, is it?
Yeah. And one of the easiest, certainly in this one, once you've got how many is it? It's 1, 2. Yeah, kind of like three inputs to get a Maverick to launch.
So what's the difference between the Maverick and rockets that I fire? Is it the fact that they can adjust themselves if you've got a moving target or something?
The rockets are dumbfire. The
Say again.
the rockets are dumbfire. The Mavericks are thermal, and the ones that I've got loaded are thermal. So if we look on the screen at the moment, we've got the aircraft. I can't remember what the word for it is. My aircraft direction of travel indicator, and it's got a ring around it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how much of it you can see.
No, hang on. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm saying. The little ring with spikes coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's got one ring in the middle with the spikes coming out, and that's my aircraft indicator. And it's got a slightly larger ring around the inner ring, and that's where the Maverick fire. I can then using the Maverick head, I can then, with the Maverick selected, I can then slew where the Maverick is looking, and if it finds a heat source, it will lock onto it.
Right, so the guts of Mavericks is heat source, rather than just push a button.
The ion Mavericks, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can lock these onto a thermal signature. There are other ones that you can use with laser targeting, although I find those more fiddly.
But
like
the basic difference being that when I fire rockets, it's like a firework rocket on November the 5th.
Yeah.
I light the touch paper and it goes where it goes, and I try to point it in its little tube in the right direction so that it hits the right place.
Yeah. I think actually there's 2 points. There are 2 points for that. Yeah, it's the rockets you fire are unguided, and also what you just said then, little tubes. The warhead on the rocket is going to be less than the Maverick, so the Maverick's probably got more penetrative capability. Yeah, so if I move now, there's the warhead around, or the camera inside the warhead, it's looking at the ground, and there we go, where it's gone, it's flicked into that small box, which means it's locked onto a signature, which means I can point pretty much any direction.
So it's recognised the target.
It's guiding itself now to the target. You said what to lock onto, and it's just doing what it needs to do with its onboard computers to hit it.
As it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Maverick, using the Harrier, the Mavericks for me are probably a very good option once I go for it. But it's really pretty. Well, as you know, it's pretty rare that I fly the Harrier or anything else much other than a Spit, really, because I just love the Spit so much. And to say
the Harrier more often lucid.
I have flown it more often recently, but it's on and off, isn't it? I mean, more often just recently, but then a big gap between the last more often recently sort of thing.
Yeah.
They really quite do it for me. Maybe, as I said, partly it could be due to I might have tamed back. I might have desensitized the axes. So I might have to look at the axes.
I think I'm running on a desensitized the curve.
But
mine
might be over desensitized, if you know what I mean, because I pull the stick and I move the stick, and it feels like the aircraft is really pretty sluggish. It doesn't respond, so that's why I end up crashing quite a lot, because I pull the stick back and I know, I'm used to flying a Spit. You pull the stick back and up she goes, and I realise that that's what is in the back of my mind, and I'm flying a Harrier. You pull the sticker back, and she says, "Well, hang on a minute," and then she starts to move. So it's quite a different response anyway. But if I've also tamed down, reduced the sensitivity, that is going to be part of my issue. I mean, it was quite good fun, I suppose. The fact that I was destroying stuff with the Harrier earlier on, hitting stuff with just ordinary rockets, that was quite good, and I got a few hits with that. Most of my damage done to those units in the convoy were done by were done by the Harrier. So that was quite nice. You're taking off again. How you doing that?
I kind of didn't land there. Yeah, I only just managed to get into the air because I'm using full throttle, which I'm about to burn the engine out. I'm doing water, but it hasn't got the power because I forgot to dump out my fuel.
Right.
But I might just about land on the grass, maybe.
Whoa! No,
I don't think I took damage out of that. Oh, I didn't put my flaps down as well. That might have helped. There you go. I think you come off your key there. We got. I thought. No, it's not transmitting.
Try that. Sorry. I thought flaps were always automatic. I never do anything with flaps on a Harrier.
No, there's an auto position, but the generally for what is, I can't remember what the little thing is. Short takeoff. Yeah, for landing, I'll drop flaps. I think flaps are automatic in the context of flying and general flying. But when you start coming in for landing and stuff, or taking off, an explicit flaps is.
I don't think I've actually got anything mapped for flaps for this for the Harrier. Whenever, if ever, and it's pretty rare, I come in to land in a Harrier. It's just as is. I don't do anything with flaps because I thought that all happened automatically with that little. There's a switch on the left there, isn't there?
There's two switches to do with flaps. There's the one that turns them on and off, and then there's the toggle, the vertical toggle. Yeah. So most of the part, yeah, there'll be auto for flying, and it does a little bit. I don't think it ever deploys them to like. Whoops, wrong button. I don't think it ever deploys them to like 60% flaps or 60-degree flaps.
Okay. Well, see, when I'm getting ready to fly, I hit that button and put that switch down every time, which is probably quite wrong, and maybe that's part of my issues with it. But yeah, I've obviously misunderstood something, and I put that switch down. I suppose I should put it up again to auto once I'm in flight.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So does that mean you're flying with flaps down all the time?
No idea.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
Which will explain a few things, actually. That will explain a few things. So I've got to remember to put the flaps down when I'm taking off and turn off so two things. Once I've taken off, the things I need to do is gear up, water off, flaps, auto.
Yeah, I mean, generally when you're taking off, unless you're trying to do vertical, you shouldn't need water, or unless you need a particularly short takeoff.
Oh, okay.
You should never need the water.
Okay, I thought that you always used water just for the extra power for takeoff, but so water was really only for vertical.
Vertical, or if you've got a particularly short runway and you need the extra power.
Yeah.
But for Mosdoc runway, you should be fine with that.
Oh, okay. Well, what about Mosdoc when you're not using the runway?
How do you mean? Sorry.
When you just take off from the taxiway.
Yeah, you should be able to. I mean, if you consider the map, let's turn that off. The Harriers spawn from around here, don't they?
Yeah.
And I would normally take that taxiway and take off here. Sometimes even going this way, so a very short takeoff.
Okay.
If
Well,
I'm
for
loaded with four Mavericks, I wouldn't use water going that way.
for speed, not speed, but for lack of time usage, where you got 03020104, I would normally take off from left to right along that taxiway, or I don't even know if it is a taxiway. I would normally take off left for right along there. Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, so that's like 2/3
It's half
of
a
the
runway.
anyway.
Yeah, at least half a runway. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can generally take off within that gap.
Yeah.
So a third, just over a third of the runway. So you'd be able to take off along there, no problem with that water.
Yeah. Okay.
Because once you get up to about 130,
yeah,
throw it to 30-40% nozzle, and that'll lift you off the ground anyway.
Oh, okay. I normally just rotate a little bit. I normally have the nozzles pushing me purely forward,
Right.
and then when it gets to in the region of 130 odd, from what you said, 130 odd, I just like stick back slightly and away she goes.
Yeah.
But there's loads of things to remember though, isn't there? Things like if you're using water, turn it off. Get your gear up. Obvious, very simple. You know, getting my gear up. I sometimes forget to do that. Close the canopy, because if you haven't got a canopy, you're going to get drag and all that sort of stuff. All those things to remember. Which I've kind of got it okay for the Spit, but for the Harrier, it's a jet, so I'm not really not been bothered enough to go into it. But if I was flying a Harrier more, then what you've been saying there is obviously going to be useful. Although I'd have to go back, I'd have to revisit that and get a lot more information and get it under the buckle really.
Where did they go?
Okay. I don't know what time you're planning to carry on for, but I figure I should probably fold.
Yeah, I was going to call it now.
Yeah. As I say, I actually my head went on the pillar at about 6 o'clock this morning. By the time I'd done all the stuff.
I was bad.
Eh?
I thought I was bad.
Oh, I'm sometimes bad. I've on the other side of the coin, I've fairly recently, the other night, just night or two ago, I was in bed before one, definitely before 1 o'clock, which is pretty unusual. That's what I would call very early. But I was in bed definitely before 1 o'clock, and sometimes before that. I tend to look at the street lights. You know, they're a bit of a guide. If the street lights lights are on, it's an early night, or it could be that it's so late at night that they've come back on again.
Yeah.
Which does happen. So this morning by the time my head hit the pillow, it was about 6 because of what I was talking about in Skype. I don't know if you understood all that.
Yeah.
But
just a bit,
by the time I'd got my head down, it was 6 o'clock, and then ding dong, the postman arrives at 4 hours later, which was oil. So
Oh, right.
that's how what I mean is it had to be signed for.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm still streaming, so I'm going to stop my stream. So anyone watching my stream, thank you, goodbye, good night.